The global media. They do love a headline. And what could be better than one comprising Israel and the world's leading genocide experts? They were falling over themselves to get it out there. They swallowed it all, hook, line and sinker. But they were scammed. What's worse, apparently, they don't care. The International Association of Genocide Scholars, the IAGS, sells itself as an august body of experts and scholars of genocide with robust academic standards. Actually, it's nothing more than a $30 members club. No academic requirements, no doctorate, no record of research, published articles, or a teaching post. Anyone with a credit card can sign up and instantly become a genocide scholar. This farce was driven by the association's president, Dr. Melanie O'Brien, a visiting professor at the Centre for Holocaust and Genocide Studies at the University of Minnesota, while her regular gig is as Associate Professor of International Law at the University of Western Australia. After this fiasco, both institutions may want to consider their relationship with the good doctor. The IAGS membership roll includes such auspicious accounts as Emperor Palpatine. Or is that Palpatine? Adolf Hitler of Gaza City and Mo Cookie, a Hamas-scarved cookie monster. Of the circa 500 members, over 100 appear to be based in Iraq, which is hardly a hub of robust genocide research. Yet this is what the world's media hails as the world's leading genocide scholars. Middle East Eye went as far as calling the IAGS the world's largest academic association on genocide. Oh, and it gets worse. Dr. O'Brien promised members of the association an open town hall debate. It never happened. She cancelled it. Dissent, apparently, would not be tolerated. Strangely, the authors of the resolution were kept anonymous. And the vote? Dr. O'Brien went on ABC boasting nearly 90% support of the world's leading genocide scholars for the resolution. The press ate it up. The Guardian went with, Israel is committing genocide in Gaza, world's top scholars say. Israel is committing genocide in Gaza, Scholars Association says, according to the Washington Post. Time magazine chimed in, Israel's policies and actions in Gaza meet legal definition of genocide. And from the BBC, CNN and the New York Times, genocide scholars say Israel committing genocide in Gaza. Yet no one thought to check. The headlines were just too juicy. But here's the reality. Of the 500 members of the association, only 129 even voted. Of those, 108 said yes. Now that's just 21.6% of the total membership. Now I'm no university professor, but even I know that is far from 90% support. The resolution itself was riddled with bias and deception. It ignores inconvenient facts and detail. It doesn't distinguish between combatants and civilians. It doesn't really acknowledge there were any combatants at all. It pretty much ignores all Hamas actions. It also cites our favourite UN rapporteur Francesca Albanese, notorious for her anti-Semitic remarks, support for Hamas, and her claims that Israel's founding ideology was genocidal. Academic or what? This resolution was neither academic nor scholarly. It's just a scam. I expect academics are just over the moon when genocidal death cults laud their work. For Hamas issued a statement welcoming the resolution. The group that carried out the atrocities of October 7th and openly calls for the genocide of Jews embraces the IAGS. As does the press. They all ran this as gospel. Not one seasoned journalist deigned to investigate or ask any questions about this historic resolution. Like, who makes up this respected scholarly association that no one has ever heard of? How many members actually voted? Why was there no debate as promised? Why did some members vote against the resolution? And why are the authors of the resolution incognito? Surely they would want to be recognised for their important work and expertise. You see, when you misuse the term genocide, you rob it of its weight, of its gravity. You render the crime of crimes devoid of all meaning. America's anti-Semitism envoy Deborah Lipstadt, herself a genocide scholar, has condemned this as politicization of the field. Personally, I think she's been far too diplomatic. The International Association of Genocide Scholars is a fraud. It's a farce. Its president rigged the process. Barely a fifth of its members supported the resolution, which is nothing more than propaganda anyway. It's a gross manipulation concocted by a fundamentally dishonest and disingenuous charlatan. Yes, Dr. O'Brien. And in trumpeting this lie, the international press becomes complicit in the fraud, misleading the public while betraying journalistic standards and ethics. Allowing this scam to stand doesn't just falsely accuse Israel. It betrays history, truth, and every victim of actual genocide, the very crime this association claims to study. Genocide isn't a political slogan. It's not a propaganda tool. Genocide is not for sale at $30 a head. Genocide is the worst of all crimes and must be treated accordingly. In the use of the term, in the robust nature with which it must be researched and studied, and dare I say, in the way it is reported.